My name's Alistair. I am the mechanic for the cargo bike fleet at University of Washington Mailing Services.
Welcome to the University of Washington Mail Operations. As you can see, we have a large operation. This whole entire building helps distribute mail and produce printed materials on the University of Washington campus. These are some of our legacy vehicles that are slowly being replaced with electric assisted bicycles. Each one of these trucks costs us $16,000 a year. These bicycles cost us nothing. Saves us about $16,000 a year per bike. It's a money savings thing, but you will find that we have the happiest employees that are pedaling and delivering mail on a day-to-day basis.
I get paid to be outside. I get paid to ride my bike. I enjoy that. I like being physically active. Seattle winters aren't terrible, so if you have decent rain gear, you know, if you think ahead a little bit, it's fine.
This is one of the largest public university mail operations in the country. We drive about 500 miles a day between trucks and e-bikes to deliver mail.
We run a fleet of 8 bikes. We have 6 riders, so we have 2 backup bikes.
This is our mail production area where we meter all the outgoing mail for the University of Washington in this area here. It can range anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 pieces of mail a day. All the packages are out now on routes. They end up on our e-bikes and our trucks, and they get delivered to about 298 locations each morning around campus.
I build all the bikes, maintain the bikes, program the bikes, etc. Hello. Hello. Put it on this row. All right, great, thank you.
We have advanced addressing equipment here. This is called a video jet. This sprays addresses when electronic files are sent to it on thousands upon thousands of pieces each day. This machine separates it, it's trayed, it's bound, and in the cages it goes. We also have inserting equipment back here that will insert up to 6 pieces of mail in one envelope. We have a maintenance shop here for our e-bike program to keep the bikes up and running. New tires, new brakes, motor updates, equipment updates. He's the most organized person I've ever met, and never seen such organization in my life.
This was a secure cage for valuables, checks, cash, back in the day. What I wanted to do when I first took over the mechanic duties, I wanted to standardize the bikes, because when I started here, there was some easy front drive motors, there was a GMAC, they all had different braking systems, and so every bike was its own unique thing, and so I wanted to, you know, in order to simplify inventorying parts and my workflow of like how I repair the bikes, way easier for me if they're all the same bike. And so this is the recipe, yeah. The GMAC hub, which, I mean, has just been so great for us. You know, we ride year round, through the winter, heavy loads. I mean, this bike, empty, with the cargo box, is about 105 pounds. We try to limit the loads to a 150 on top of that. And so we found the limit, right? Because you figure 105 pounds plus 150, so now you're at 250, plus the rider, now you're at 400 on an 8% hill, starting from a stoplight, you know what I mean? Like, you're asking a lot. I like your wheel builder guy, by the way.
Oh, Robert.
I've watched his videos.
Robert.
All 8 of the bikes I've torn down to the frame and rebuilt, because like I said, I wanted all the bikes to be uniform, same wiring, and also it was, you know, educational for me, because I was learning. And so part of that was I build all the wheels, and so that's when I've emailed Robert a couple of times.
The most amazing thing we find, especially it don't matter whether you're in a city environment or a town environment, is when you don't have to take a mail truck out, you can take an electric assisted cargo box bike out. You don't have to look for parking. You don't have to pay for fuel. So you can pull up to the front of a building. You're in and out quickly. If there's a traffic jam or a natural disaster, bicycles are totally unaffected. They just keep going. You can repair a bicycle within hours, minutes sometimes, where a vehicle has to go to a repair shop.
Yeah, so what all this is, because a lot of this stuff is interrelated, right? You've got the phase runner settings and you've got the psychoanalyst settings. And so not only do the phase runner settings, you know, interrelate to other phase runner settings, but some of these settings also interrelate with the CA settings. I feel like the deeper my understanding, the much better, the higher chance of me, you know, being able to figure it out. Yeah. So yeah, mailing services is here, which is where we started. We looped around up onto the Burke Gilman. We followed the Burke all the way to the Rainier Vista. Then we cut down past the light rail station, and now we're at the old Shell House, the famous Shell House.
And there's a documentary about this place, you say?
Yeah, Boys in the Boat.
Boys in the Boat.
Yeah.
About this building.
This building plays a big role, yeah. My bike is the guinea pig. I'm always testing. If I come across a setting that I really like, I'll mention it to the other riders and say, hey, I really like this characteristic. Here's how the bike rides now. Would you like to? Sometimes they're like, no, my bike ride, I like how my bike rides. And sometimes some of them, different riders are up for trying different things.
So you're tweaking everything.
We have floating bridges here in Seattle, and it can take a vehicle an hour and a half to go from Seattle to Bellevue or Kirkland, Washington, find a parking spot where the e-bike zooms across the bridge, no traffic. They get to the east side, they pull up to the building, they run in, deliver the item, they're back out, back across the water, 35, 40 minutes. There's 30 to 40 minutes of savings just using an e-bike. Same thing going from University of Washington to downtown Seattle. You can get there and back at the height of rush hour traffic where a truck is stuck. The efficiency is just simply immeasurable.
I've read in like YouTube comments and stuff, people are like, well, the psychoanalyst is so antiquated and we want something more modern, but it's actually incredibly powerful. But I do agree that the display, the pixelated display, it does look kind of basic, but it's very deceptive because you can do a lot with it. Yeah, these are just sort of reminders to me of like.
This looks exactly like our software. It's just written out.
Yeah. By having this around, it just kind of forces it into my brain, and so if I'm looking at a bike that's got issues, I scan down the screen. It's like, and stuff jumps out more. It's like, oh well, that number looks ridiculous, right? Whereas a year ago, 6 months ago, I'd be like, well, what's the context of that number?
Yeah.
But now this to me gives it all context.
One of the cool things we're looking at too is even installing a solar panel on this building as well, so we can charge up that way. So that's my dream, and I think that's coming sooner or later.